Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the basics number 6. Now, once again, we're taking a little break from SimCity Pack because there are other things that I keep remembering that I have to show you. Okay, and this is basically showing you the process of uploading a file. Now, you may be thinking, oh, I know how to do this. It's easy crap, select your category, yada, 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 then move on and fill in the description, name, version, whatever. It's easy stuff, but I'm going to teach you how to do it the right way. Okay, so when you're selecting your category, you have to make sure it actually matches the right category. Look, SimCity 2013, that means these are the categories for it. Many people make mistakes and they think this is like part of SimCity 2013 when it's not. It's SimCity 4 or down here, Cities XL. Make sure you stay within the SimCity 2013 category. And if your mod, say, alters a menu, it belongs under user interface. Like, here's what I mean by that. Like, if you're changing the name of a menu, it belongs under user interface. But if you're changing where something belongs in the menu, it's a game mod. It's not user interface. Okay, so you would go ahead and normally, most of the time, you would select game mods unless it's a building or it involves roads and traffic. You would select game mods. We'll just use that as an example. You click continue, and here you are at the main page where you go ahead and upload your file. Now, this is where you upload your zip or RAR file, which contains your mod. Now, I'm not showing you like any program to show you how to zip or whatever your file, mainly because many people use a variety of programs, and I don't want to force you to download something you don't want to download. Like, I use WinZip, but many people use WinRAR, and I don't know how to use WinRAR, even after trying to teach myself after, I don't know, however long. So you would just go ahead and click and upload your zipper file. We're not going to do any of that because I don't have a file prepared, and honestly, we're not actually uploading this, so yeah, okay. All right, you have your that there. Sorry, I had to stop the video for a second, so just trying to regroup here, sort of. Okay, and then you'll go down here, and this is where you add your screenshots. Now, specifically, generally, what I do is I just take screenshots in the game and then I just upload them. And they're obviously screenshots of my mod. Don't just say you alter the fire station. Don't take a picture of the fire station and just upload it. You have to take a picture of what your mod is doing. Okay, so like if you alter how much the fire helipad costs, you go to the module menu and you take a picture of your mouse hovering over the fire helipad, which will give you the price, and people will be able to see that. Because people need to see visually what your mod is doing. Like, most of the time, words really just can't explain what your mod is doing enough. Sometimes it's like that, so they have to see visually what your mod does. So yeah, and really yeah, maximum file size, you shouldn't worry too much about that. If it exceeds that, then you got way too much stuff in that zip file, and you need to cut it down some. Like use a file compressor or something. Okay. And then the file name, for example, fire helipad. We call it that. Make sure you capitalize. Make sure you capitalize your titles. It's just proper grammar. It's proper English. If you don't speak English, I mean, you're watching this, and now capitalize your titles. It's just how it works, and it makes your mod seem so unprofessional if you don't capitalize that sort of stuff. It just makes it seem so unprofessional, and it turns people off. It even if it doesn't seem like it does, and it turns people off like me. Like I just think the mod is so unprofessional if you do that, and I'm just a grammar Nazi like that. That's just how I feel. That's how I am. It's a pet peeve of mine, but it really is important that you do capitalize, just to give your mod that sense of professionalism. And then yeah, the required fields has an asterisk next to it. So this is required, of course. Like, don't give your mod a name. Like, oh yeah, that's smart. And then file version, this is recommended that you put in 1.0 or something, or I have this drop down here 1.0.0.0, 1.0.0, whatever you want to do. But it varies on what you're going to be altering specifically in your mod in future versions. So say you're only going to be altering one thing in future versions. You'll put in 1.0. If you're going to be altering multiple things, I just did a double M. Multiple. Okay, sorry. If you're going to be altering multiple things in later versions, you want to put a couple extra there. Don't overdo it though. Don't go like this, like, because then people just get confused. And a car did that in some sense. It confused people because the version number was so long. It's like Google Chrome's app on the Apple Store. It's like version 39.0 point blah 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 blah. You know, it's crazy. So just keep it simple if you can. You know, if you have to extend it, do it, but try to keep it simple for the users, because, you know, the more simplicity, the better, you know, honestly. You know, not too many people like complexity when it comes to these sort of things. And file tags, you know, just basically what your mod is about in a nutshell, like fire, helipad, you know, yeah. And that you don't even have to put in the tags if you don't want them, but it helps people look for your mod when they're searching for it up in the search bar up here. When they're searching the specs, it helps them find it better. And then the change log, you don't want to mess with this until you're uploading a new version. So you would put in here, say you're on version 1.1, you would put in lowered cost even more. You would just put that in, and if you're making a list, you would just press enter and say increased module count, and you would change the file version. But you wouldn't edit the file. There's a specific button below your description called upload new version. You would go and do that and change the file version and use the change log. Alright, now down to the description, which is the main part of this. A good description is key. If you don't have a good description, people are going to be turned off, majorly turned off. If your description is too long, people are going to be turned off. You can't have something that is extensive, like spend like write like 2 paragraphs about yourself or whatever. You know, you have to get to the point. You have to just tell people what your mod is about. Now, generally, I use what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my god, it's right on the tip of my tongue. What word am I looking for? Like, I don't want to say generic, but it's like I use the same form over and over again because it works. Like, I'll say, hey guys, smiley face, and then I'll put in what the mod does. I get right to the point. You know, it says increases module count from whatever to whatever. You know, you have to tell people specifically what it does. You can't just say increases module count, because they want to know what it's increased to. You know, increases price from whatever to whatever. Yeah, you just have to tell people these things. They need to know. The more knowledge you give them in a shorter description is better. Okay, because people want knowledge and they want it fast. They don't want to have to read through like 50 pages worth of stuff. I know it's an exaggeration, but they don't want to read through 50 pages of stuff just, you know, stating stuff about the mod. They want the information and they want it present. They don't want to have to read through a lot, because this is a fact I found on the while I was doing some research on stuff. People on the internet generally, when they're reading an article on the internet, they read that article for about a minute. You know, they don't go through and read the whole thing. You know, because I don't want to say it's necessarily hard to pay attention on the internet, but generally people just want, you know, they want the necessary information, and most of the time they just skim through the articles for what they're looking for. So this is what you got to do. You got to shorten the description and make sure that people know what the heck you're talking about. You know, like, make sure you know what they're talking about. Make sure you know what your mod does. Okay, so you don't have to use this form. This is just generally what I do. And then you know, especially for my citywide distribution mods, I'll say this mod is not a cheat. It's a trick to be used to, I don't know, better your police coverage. Yeah, that's proper grammar right there. This is not sarcasm in my voice. That is proper grammar. It's a trick to be used to better your police coverage. You know, and you could just say that. And I know we're doing a fire helipad, so change that to fire coverage. You know, if you are like me and you make videos, you can make videos for your mods. Just don't go around advertising those videos. That turns people away from your mod. Just keep it on the download page so people will watch it and they get a better understanding of the mod and they see it visually, you know, and you're talking to them. Like, a video will be posted here soon. Just like that. That's all you have to say. If you're going to have one up, just let them know that. If you already have a video, you just say, here is a video for the, oh my god, for the mod. And then you'll do the BB code, YouTube, you know, your link, and then YouTube, you know? Yeah. Alright. So generally, after I type that, I'll put down some warnings, like, warning. Oh, I just... Okay, good thing there's an undo button. Warning. Mod does not work with a car. Let's say it doesn't work with a car, project a car. So that means that you can't use a car and this mod at the same time. Now, generally, you want to make mods compatible with mods that have high download amounts. Like a car has over 100,000 downloads. You want to make that compatible, otherwise no one's going to download this because they can't use it in their game, right? So you want to make sure, you got to try and make sure they're compatible. Like, find some sort of way to ensure that your mod will be compatible with big download mods. Okay, and generally here I will put the oh Jesus. Okay, how? Nope, no. I clicked bold. How to install, and this is where you just tell them how to install it. Generally, what I say is unzip the file. Number 2, place into your SimCity data folder. That's generally all you have to say, because you're not really putting anything into your SimCity user data packages folder anymore. Generally, everything goes into the SimCity data folder now. So that's basically what you're going to be saying. You'll place into your SimCity data folder. And that's, you just say that. And then down here, you'll say, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. You know, because people are going to have questions about your mod, and you have to let them know that you're open to questions, that you're perfectly fine with them asking you questions about it, you know, and you have to let them know that you'll answer those questions, you know. Like, I have a problem where people ask me questions in the reviews, and generally I don't read those reviews, and so, you know, it turns like, people don't get their questions answered, and then they get angry at me, or they just think I don't care, and, you know, and they don't end up downloading my mods. You have to make sure that you support your mods, and that's a problem I have. I have to work it out myself. I have to look at the reviews, answer people's questions, but sometimes they just come so fast that, you know, you're trying to keep up and you just can't. So sometimes I tell people, just make sure you oh my god, me via PM. You know, you can say that, and then you say, hope you enjoy the mod, and smiley face. Now, this is generally my form. You do not have to follow this, but I'm just making suggestions here. You want your mod to get downloaded, this is the way to do it. Get to the point, you know, provide people with knowledge in a short, you know, compact description. Don't make it too lengthy unless it's absolutely necessary, you know, that sort of thing. Okay, I know, guys, that this video went on for quite a while. You know, I don't have a stopwatch on me like I normally do, so I don't know how long it is, but I'm assuming we're in the double digits by now. I apologize if you actually sat through all of this and had to listen to me ramble on and on and on and on and on about what you should do, what you shouldn't do, you know. But it's only my suggestions here. It generally it's what I found that works. You know, they don't people don't like reading through long stuff, you know, on the internet especially, you know. They want things straight to the point, you know, that sort of thing. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike and leave some constructive criticism. That is always appreciated. And if you like my videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I am hoping to have 200 subscribers by the end of the year, so please help me reach that goal. I know it is almost impossible for me because I'm whatever, I'm not going to get into that. And follow me at Captain0202 on Twitter. I respond to your tweets. If you send me one, I'll respond to it within a 24-hour time frame. And yeah. Alright, guys, I will talk to you later in Building Something Awesome Part 6 or the Basics number 7. I promise that in the next video for the Basics, we'll get back to SimCity Pack so I can show you more stuff, you know, and you guys can move on to modding. Yeah, see you. Okay, talk to you later, guys.